Okay, so for abstract, the the okay, abstract. So you need to have numbers. Okay, for result. Okay, so and then try to reduce. Okay, reduce discussion. Okay, and this is important things. So this is very important, but for normally for your thesis, okay, important. Okay, please write your please write your please write your abstract for your thesis only. Maybe for your thesis only lah. For your thesis only, okay. Please write abstract. Okay, use only numbers mean result that appear in result and discussion part. Okay, that is very important. So means that sometime when because I say you may write your abstract at the last moment of your before you submit your thesis. So some students they start to do another analysis and they start to put that number in the abstract. Okay, the common mistake something like this might be in your result and discussion you have a lot of numbers, a lot of result, but suddenly in your abstract here you just say that okay the average is 72%, something like that. And then examiner will check. Okay, you say average is 72%, but you never mention in any of your result here about that 72%. So from where you get these numbers? So you will say, oh, this number is actually come from, I add all the value here, blah, 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 and here, and then I will get it is 72%. So then examiner will say, oh, if that is the method, so you need to put it in your thesis in methodology because we want to know from where we could get that 72%. So you need to make sure that that number 72% appear in your result and discussion, and then you need to discuss it. Okay, whether that average is good or not, from where you get the value, why you take that one, why you be sure that that average can be used to conclude this idea and so on and so forth. Then after you write all of that, then you could use that 72% in your abstract. Boleh faham ke? Do you understand about that? Means that in abstract, you need to use numbers or result that being discussed in your result and discussion. You cannot go outside for that. Any question from student?
Of course.
Yes.
Doctor, please,
Yeah.
how many words should we write, or the limitation of the words should we write in the paper and in the thesis for the abstract?
Okay. So for papers, I think normally it is around 100, 150 or 200 words. It's depend on the template. It's depend on the rules of that journal. So that is the abstract for papers, and
Okay.
abstract for thesis. You need to follow UTM format. We are only allowed for you to write just one page of abstract. One
Okay.
page mean if you still have to write longer abstract, you maybe you could change the line, the spacing, and so on without reducing the font. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If not, you still need to compress. You need to edit your abstract. Only one page are allowed. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's the idea. So the idea is you need to put numbers. Do not write a lot of discussion, and please make sure that the numbers, everything that you write in your abstract is being discussed in your thesis, whether it is method or whatever the problem statement and so on. All the keywords, everything is actually must be discussed in your thesis previously. Okay, so that is
Okay.
about abstract. Okay,
Okay, Prof.
okay, so I said that. Okay, and then we go for the paper here. Okay, okay, so we go for the paper. So this is the example of general mechanical. Okay, this is the uh, abstract. So you need to write your keyword. Okay, so the rules to write the keyword is normally something that make your research searchable. So means that if normally in Q1 or Q2 journals, the keyword is very important because, for example, if you write this keyword, okay, the editor will key in your keyword in their system, and people who search for COVID-19, so it will they could find your paper because you want you they something like you ask editor to put your paper as one of COVID-19's searchable. Okay, yeah, it is searchable for COVID-19, something like that. So it is very important. So if you don't have any idea how to put your keywords, okay, I advise you to put your keyword based on your result. So if you do result about stress, so put word keyword is stress. Okay. So the idea is the keyword that make your paper searchable. Okay. So for it, and for sure, if people read your papers, so they will uh you need to promote, or you need to highlight the novelty or the specialty of your papers. So for example, of your papers have the pressure distribution, so maybe you could write pressure distribution in your keywords, because maybe another researcher who are doing about the pressure distribution, so they will key in the COVID and pressure distribution, so they will get your papers. Okay, okay, so that is the keyword. Okay, because I think in thesis there are no keywords. I'm not sure. I think there is no keyword in our thesis in UTM. So and then this is the introduction. As I say, introduction is the you could take this introduction from your thesis actually, because as I say, there is no plagiarism. If you just copy what you wrote for your what you write for your thesis into your paper. If there is a plagiarism, so means that you, on behalf of your thesis, sue yourself on behalf of paper, something like that. Because you are the corresponding of that paper, you are the corresponding of that thesis. So means if you do that, then you will have the charge for plagiarism. Okay. So and then if you write this introduction, and you could see that the introduction is uh it's very short. Okay, why? Because you need just to write something that very focus on your paper. Your paper means your objective. So means that please do not write the history of this, that, whenever, because in technical paper we are focusing on result actually. So and then as I said, normally at the last paragraph, maybe the here, okay. So and then you will write the essence of your paper. So in this one, in this study, a study will be carried out to simulate and analyze the dissemination of the particle droplet, blah, 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 blah. And then there's some kind of a method here and so on. And then finally, they will give you something like the best thing if you read my paper. But by, for example, here, by understanding the link between the air conditioning system and air contaminant concentration can help in reducing the contagion of the virus, blah, blah, blah. So people start to know, oh, it is good to read this paper because I will get more understand about this. Okay, can you get it? This is what I wrote about the last paragraph of your journal paper. So and then okay, so this is the type of droplet and so on. This might be the method and so on. Synergizing. Okay, I don't know. It's not my paper, but you may start write the method here and so on. Okay, okay. This is the review paper actually. Okay, so this is might be the review paper. Okay, because there are no there are no result, the straight result from your work. Okay, so this kind of paper actually that I want you to write for this class. Okay, I will show you later. I will discuss about the assignment later. Okay, so and then next I would like to share with you about the let, about the okay. I just wait a minute. Okay, I stop share this one first. Okay, I would like to share with you the idea of this one. Okay, because I think previously we talked about this, but I did not bring you example. So this is the best time, because if not, I need to explain it again when I come from for journal paper. Okay, the most I think many examiner will check your figure, your graph in the result and discussion, because I said in Viva we will focus on result and discussion. Okay, so and then I would like to bring you about drawing a picture here, drawing a figure. Okay, again, first you need to learn, you need to have some touch of art. I mean, you need to some a little bit artistic. You need to start to learn whether it is blur or not, whether it is synchronized or not, whether it is too big or too small, whether it is too bright or too low, it is looks dull or whatever. You need to think about that. Okay, and then here you need to have this kind of idea. Mean picture tells thousand words. So means that you need to make sure that your graph will tell everything to the people, just just uh, just itself. So mean when people see your graph, people could imagine the explanation and so on. So that is the best one. Or in methodology terms, we call it as self-explained graph. Okay. So and then try to think about this. Okay, some student when he has pictures, graph, and so on, sometimes he screenshot your laptop and then you put it in Word and start to produce your thesis. Okay, please try to think about that, because normally when you screenshot your screen, so it will save as JPEG, and the pixel is actually not very good. Okay, maybe it has only 72 dpi. uh, okay, so it is not so good. So you need to at least increase it into 300 to 500 dpi and so on to get a better picture. Okay, you may be satisfied with that graph if you look from your screen. So if you print it, so your graph will actually blur, the color is not contra and so on and so forth. So you need to think that, because again, so you need to think about the art here. Okay, because for PhD and master by research, okay, you need to print out your thesis, and then you need to go a lot of evaluation after you pass your Viva. Please understand this. Okay, let's say you pass your Viva, and then you need to combine, you need to bind your hardcover thesis. Okay, FKM faculty will check your abstract. Faculty will check uh, your figure, everything, and so on, whether it is publishable or not. Means it is good for printing version or not. So if we found problems, so we will return back to you, and you need to reproduce that figure. You need to rewrite your abstract. If you already bind your thesis, you need to ask kedai printing company to tear off all that and rebind it again for you. Okay, whether you in Malaysia or you going back to your country, so there is no excuse for that. You need to ask your friend to do it for you in Malaysia. If not, your name, your thesis will not go to Senate, so to Senate, and then there will no endorsement for graduation. So it's very critical uh, stage actually. Okay. So and then normally if you try to do snap picture, okay, please try to do in TIFF. Okay. Okay. But I think it is if you just a screenshot, so it is not TIFF. Okay. Okay. So and then for example here, if you could see, this is the journal with impact factor. They clearly write this one. Okay. It's time, please do not supply file that optimized for screen use. Optimized for screen use means the BMP, JPEG, and so on. So because as I say here, at least minimum 300 dpi, and then the best one is maybe 1000 dpi. Okay, so means all supply file that are too low in resolution, something like that. You need to think back. We have, I heard, actually it's actually occur, but not under my supervision. Student published in Impact Factor Journal, accepted for publish, but they ask the author to redraw the figure and so on, because that figure is not matched with the quality of the publication. So that student spent 3 months to redraw everything for their publication. If not, they will not give you the acceptance letters. They give you just the conditional acceptance letters. Your paper, it can be accepted if you supply us the a good figure for your work, something like that. So it's actually already written in journals condition. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So okay, that is the one. Okay, so this is what I will tell you. So and then normally people will use the same scale for comparison purpose, and then you need to think whether the color is good or not. Okay, so and then some same mark for comparison purpose. So this is something like if you use square for engine oil, for example. So and then all through your thesis, so you must use a square mark for engine oil. Okay, and then please think about whether you want to use 2D or 3D. So the existence of minor grid line. Minor grid line mean if this is your graph, so it is need. Are you really need the minor grid line in your graph? Okay, and then the graph border. So if you have graph here, this is XY axis. So and then you have another border here. So please try to reduce it. Okay, and then it is the same self-explain if means that you need to have some insert. So something like this. Sometimes students just do a graph from Excel, and then they will have this one with a might be a background color, so the colors of pink and something like this, that it has a minor grid line here. So and then why not you just change it like this, for example, but the colors only, the the line with colors will make different for it's difficult for examiner to see it. So why not you think to use just a two-tone color, black and white, or white and gray scale colors, and then take out all the minor grid here, and you have something like this with maybe. good, very clear for examiner, for reader to understand your graph and so on. So and then this is the bar graph. Okay, example. Okay, so
Sorry for interruption, Prof.
okay,
The last page, the graph page, which one is better? The last one?
for
The
this one,
previous, no, for the previous page.
for this one.
Yeah, the last
Uh,
one is
so I
better.
think the last one. I prefer the last one actually.
Okay.
Okay, so try to minimize, but give more information, easy to read, and it's not too crowded. Okay, something like that. As I said, you need to become an artist. You need to have a touch of art here. Okay, so and then okay, something like this. For example, sometime if you have something which is not it's very common. For example, in X direction here. So you have distance in X direction and effective strain. So effective strain, it might be okay. So people could imagine, oh, this is actually the strain and so on and so forth. So and then about the X direction, so it can be so many X. Okay, so why not you put an insert? So we call it picture in picture is insert. So why not you put an insert in your graph and people could easily match your insert with the graph. So for example, like this one, you have the X direction. So people know, oh, this is might be the X direction mentioned in this graph. So this is the zero. So this is the zero and so on and so forth. Okay. So we know this is the extrusion direction and then so on and so forth. Okay. So and then you could people could imagine, so okay, this line is actually okay, this line, okay, it is actually similar with this line. So maybe this is actually the distribution of this one. Okay. So this is what I mean by self-explained figure. Okay. So and then some students, so they just use they produce their graph by using Photoshop or Illustrator, something like that. Because, as I said, sometimes your paper may be accepted by the editor, but you need to submit the high quality figure for publication. Okay. So, and then, for example, this one, okay, if you have a figure like this, okay, if you must have caption. Okay. So in caption, if you have four figures like this one, five, so you need to label it A, B, C, and then you need to put it in your caption. So this is very important because every figure must have their own number. So it must be, for example, figure 1A, figure 1B, figure 1C, and so on. So, so this is you have A and B, and you need to put caption with A and B. Okay. So it is advised you put an A and B here. Okay. So and then if you have figure like this, please put scale like this one. So this is actually maybe two different figure. Okay. So means that okay, and please make sure that the figure, the scale here is the same because you need to compare it. You need to people compare it. So you need to supply same uh, scale there. So this is 50 micron, and this is 100 micron. Okay. Okay, can you get it? Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, and then about this one, okay, sometimes students supply image like this one. So it is good to see, but when you compare it, so you will find that so the blue one is zero, so that's okay. Let's start with the same numbers, but the red line is between 10 to 11, but the red line is between 7 to 8. So means that start from here, this is actually the red line if you use this scale. So people start to it is not easy for reviewer because you could see that, okay, might be this is the red one. You have only this part and this part. So the area is might be the same. The okay, but actually the value is totally different. So you may have problem in your Viva. In producing a paper, might be editor could accept it, but in Viva, for sure, examiner will ask you, because what actually you want to show here? You want to hide something by showing us different scale, and then by giving us this kind of area, you want to something like do some magic ideas or do some tricks to 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 give maybe a false conclusion based on your diagram. So that is a very uh, dangerous things in Viva, because it seems that you try to play tricks in your result. You are not straightforward, okay, and so on. Okay, so to the solution for this one is we suggest you to change from your color contour into the wire drawing like this. So means that maybe you just draw the borderline for 9.0, 7.0, 1.0, and so on. So you just use the the numbers to compare, and then please add clearly what is the input, output, and so on, because maybe examiner want to know from where to where the flow is coming from, and the flow out at what area, and so on. So the idea is try to ease reader of your thesis. So any comment from student about this? Okay, I hope you
No,
could.
bro.
Okay, no problem. So again with this one, okay, this is might be good for you. You feel that, oh, it is very colorful. It is not easy to get this. People know to do this, evaluate this and that, and so on. But as I said, please think critically. Okay, for example, for this idea is normally examiner will ask you what actually you want to show. You want to show the red one or you want to show the blue one, and so on, something like that. That's why, as I said, when you describe something, please write about the introduction, write about result, and write about discussion. And then in introduction here, okay, you need to write your intention. What do you want? You want to have more hot area, or you want to have more cold area? Because reader don't know. And then please try to reflect it in your figure. If you want to get more hot area, so why not this figure? You just show the area with the red one, might be this one. So means that by only showing this area, okay, people could know the area of hot temperature. Instead of you just give a lot of a scale here, and you let the readers to interpret by himself. Okay, it is okay. So means that when you get result from your work, please try to edit it, or please try to do something. Please try to manipulate the data. Please try to draw your own graph and so on and so forth before you could present it. Please do not just snapshot the picture from machine and put it here. Okay, because we don't know what you want to say, and later on you may have difficulties to conclude something. Okay, something like that. Okay, is that okay for this one?
Yes, bro. For me, okay.
Okay, okay. So and then so this is very, I think you need to prevent it. Okay, please make sure that you understand, or you have feeling about your result, because sometimes I have experience as student, okay, about you are right MPA. Okay, so that M is sometimes in capital, sometimes it's not in capital. So I use